No, this is your oldest one. Ladies and gentlemen, please applaud off the stage our youngest brother.
Washington, D.C. and D.C. adjacent neighborhoods, let me make this official. Ladies and gentlemen, Jensen and Jared Padalecki.
What up, D.C.?
Hey, Washington, D.C.
Now, we're Virginia, sorry. Or Maryland. Some people just yell for all three.
Or, I got one, Dubuque.
So for those of you who have been to conventions before or who have seen our stage talk, any of you in here? Anybody else? Few of you. Did you know that this, do we have a camera, guys?
Yeah, there's about 1,000 of them right in front of you.
Do we have some people in the back can see what's going on up here? So people, okay. For those of you who have met me, you know that this to me is a cruel joke. Because how am I going to sit next question?
I have an idea. Just sit in it like a normal human being. Who likes normal?
But I'm not the normal human being.
No, you are not.
This is going to be very uncomfortable.
It's just like...
Hey Billy, what you doing? Just
Wow, I love this. This is nice. I get used to this.
No, it's
I'm listening and trying to do this. There's actually I believe it was entered into the dictionary now, is a word, and it's called manspread. There you go.
Do you know they actually, not Webster's, but Merriam, what's the other one? Merriam-Webster, okay, they
Not Webster, the other one, Merriam? Something?
But I guess Merriam-Webster took gullible out of the dictionary.
Thank you.
Is man spread what I think it is?
It's not a mayo.
Mayonnaise? Mayonnaise?
Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Please no.
Hey DC, who's first time? Welcome to our large dysfunctional family. We love you, you love you, and I hope you had a great weekend so far. And I hope it gets even better right here, right now.
Wow, what's about to happen?
Check it out. Just wait and see. Sure. I'll still take this. well, without further ado, thanks Cliffy for the chair. Let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna start over here with you. How are you, darling? Darling?
I'm like really nervous right now. Okay, I guess this question is for like both of you. Were you guys sort of disappointed that Dean and Dean only lasted for 3 episodes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, big time. And I was the most disappointed because when Demon Dean was doing Demon Dean things, it meant that Sam, aka Jared Padalecki, was not on camera, so he was off. And he was in Boston. And he was wakeboarding. He was sleeping in.
But the ratings were higher, so.
Works for me. Winning! I wish it lasted longer.
Yeah, I think they were in a hurry to kind of get back to the story they wanted to tell, and that did not include Demon Dean. So, I wish that it would have lasted, 6, 7, 10 episodes.
Seasons.
Maybe not. Yeah. What about you? Did you wish it would have gone on a little longer, or were you sick of it after the first episode?
At least like 3 more episodes.
3 more? Yeah. Oh what? Can't win them all.
Soul of Sam lasted for like 10 episodes.
All right, calm down. Hi.
Hi. Okay, I want to say, you guys, your fashion sense today is just A+. I can't believe it.
Wait, what?
You're looking good today.
Thank you. So do you.
You're
Pull over! Pull over! No, it's a bargain. Thanks for
Wisdom.
Pull over. Killer boots, man!
Sorry.
Dumb reference. That's too late.
Alright, so
Thanks.
you're welcome. Okay, so I just got caught up here really fast, so I didn't have a question prepared. But have you ever had like a fan experience where people are just irritated by how tall you guys are? I feel like
And
a
we're running dozens a day.
lot of people are below the range of 5'5", like for me, 5'8". But has anyone ever just been so like mad because you're taller than them?
Yeah, generally the height challenged actors that come onto the show, they don't like it because the crew has to actually build up platforms and walkways for them to walk on when they're next to us, which kind of prohibits them from going anywhere else. Actually, we should do that more often.
The best is when the tall people come. When the guys are like 6 foot, 6'1", come on set, and they're like, "This sucks." I'm usually the tall guy, and now I'm like looking up at everybody. But the thing that comes to my mind is when the show started, a girlfriend of mine was talking about the show, and the person she was talking to was like, "Oh, I love that show. Is he the tall one, or the one? No, is he the short one, or the one from Seventh Heaven?" She was like, he wasn't on Seventh Heaven, and neither of them are really short. They're both like 6 foot something, but I guess he's the one with long hair. So, yeah, we're tall fellas. It's kind of funny walking around like, "You're tall."
It's nothing wrong with being short, though, I'll tell you that much.
My wife says she's 5'4", but I'm not sure if she's maybe just exaggerating a little bit. So, I like short folk.
I'm 5'8", so I'm making my way up there. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my
Hi.
question is, if you had one character that you could have saved so that they'd still be in the show today, who would it have been?
Ruby.
Sam's with Ruby, Dean's off. That means Jensen's off. That means Jensen's in Austin wakeboarding.
Yeah, but the ratings would be higher.
It's oddly familiar.
So Ruby and Ruby.
There's a lot of characters. I have a list of people that I would love to bring back in. Hey, she asked me. Yes, certainly Charlie and Bobby and Kane and Benny and maybe the Trickster, I don't know. The Jersey's cool, I don't know. Basically anybody that's here this weekend. John Winchester. Mary Winchester. We've been very fortunate to have some real solid characters. We've been very fortunate to have really solid characters over the years. But not only that, we've been very fortunate to have amazing actors play those characters. So, you know, it's any one of them. Take your pick. But I have a question for you. Who would you pick?
I would say Charlie.
Charlie?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I was wondering if you had any X-File character to choose from, who would you be?
I would be the one, I forget what its name was, but it could like make itself really skinny and climb through the pipes. I was so scared. Mushroom? Tombs, that's it. Yes, that would be mine, because it'd be really fun to crawl through ventilation ducts and stuff. You can scare people, be like, just kidding. Scare people again, be like, just kidding.
The smoking man. Duh.
I think if I was Toons and I was able to make myself like a worm, then I would go to somebody and be like, does this dress make you look fat? If they said yes, then I would stretch myself out a little bit. Or does it still make me look fat? Or a little bit. Then I'd stretch myself out even more, like this big. And you know what I'm talking about.
I don't, because I don't wear dresses.
You're lost.
However, I hear Ron Benedict does. It's true.
Billy's face is like,
Billy's not happy. Norm, on the other hand, is like, yeah, he did. He did it. I love it.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi. Okay.
Easy for you to say.
What's it like working with all of the children and teenagers on the show?
Do we tell the truth? It's great.
I love it. I love that you meant, well, the truth is, we actually do love it because they require limited amount of work hours.
Usually that means that we have to.
Yeah, but sometimes they're like, listen, you know, we have to get the kid out in, you know, in like 8 hours, when normally we would be shooting 13 or 14. And all of my materials with the kid today, so guess who gets off early? However, that being said, there are times when they're like, sorry, we're gonna shoot the kid out, so you're gonna sit in your trailer for 3 hours, and then we'll get to you when it's dark outside. Like, oh, stupid kids.
It's neat. I think from my honest to Chuck answer,
That one's not gonna stay.
it's a double-sided sword, double-edged sword. So it's wonderful because I love kids and I love adolescents. It's so neat to be around people who are in the formative stages of their life. They're figuring out who they are and they're exploring. And I'm like, oh yeah, like what a cool time in life. I remember being in high school and I hated it. But I remember but in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I learned a lot. So it's neat to be around them as human beings. I always feel like, and this is on me, this is not on anybody else, but I feel like I wouldn't, my kid would have to beg and plead me to let him be in a movie, you know what I mean? Like, we're making jokes on set, and they're having to work, and like, the industry has been pretty difficult for me, believe it or not. It's hard to be in front of people, it's hard to be judged, and now with social media, you know, a million people tell you they like you, but then 100,000 tell you they don't, and so you kind of focus on 100,000 tell you they don't. And I don't like that, I don't like the idea of that for a formative mind, because a lot of people take it more seriously than they should, myself included. I love you guys, I know you do.
You're the one person said I don't like that much.
Yeah, it's you. I'll make that much. So it's tough.
It's true though. You remember the one negative comment, and that doesn't. I wish there was a button you could press to make that go away, and to remember the compliments that you get, and let that build you up and give you confidence and make you stronger and more secure as a person. But a lot of times that one negative comment that somebody makes washes all those hundreds of compliments away. And I wish we could find a way to not make that happen. But until then, we gotta really try to. What's that?
None of us do. Amen.
Down with negativity!
In the last episode I made, it was a fantastic episode. The acting was just off the charts. It was also probably the most stressful episode to watch. And so, like, how did you? I mean, did you have to research pretending to be dead? Did you have to hold your breath? When you're like when you thought you were dead. Like, how did you research that?
I will say just a little insider info.
Fun fact.
A little fun fact. When we were watching the episode together, for those of you who knew, Jared and I and Misha and Rob all watched it together. And when Sam wakes up from being presumably dead, I actually go, "Oh, he's awake!" As if I didn't know that was going to happen.
Dude, you're alive. Sam lived. Like, you're touching me.
I did. I audibly said, "Oh, he's alive!" I was there. I read the script.
And then, as Sam gets up, he's like, ugh, and then, like, light washes over the window, and he goes to the window and sees the truck, he's like, oh God, they're coming back. I was like, dude, and then there's the shot where the female werewolf walks behind the door, and you don't see what happens, you just hear somebody dies. He's like, oh, I love when you hear somebody die, but you don't know who it is. Okay, Sam's coming out.
I like the show.
So he's excited. My arm is bruising. Rob's like, what's going on? And Misha's like, can we Facebook Live yet? Can we Facebook Live yet? I mean it. Like, that's
He's the only one that didn't get it up.
That's right.
Everyone missing one thing.
It was a very stressful episode. It was very stressful. And episodes like that.
I think at one point I did. I grabbed
You
him.
did?
I grabbed him twice, and then Rob said something, and I just went.
He's like passed out to me.
Why do you guys hit me?
Why do you keep hitting me? Yeah, it was a tough episode. There was no specific research, but it was just one of those where you're like, I started reading the script, and I was like, what do you mean Sam gets shot? What do you mean that I get choked out? For those who haven't seen it,
Spoiler alert.
why is Dean swallowing pills? Like, there were so many great homages. There was like the homage to Revenant, the homage to Romeo and Juliet, with like both characters kind of. I'll explain later. It was a great episode. I'm glad y'all guys liked it. And Nina was amazing, so yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So first of all, we're not short, we're fun-sized.
You wouldn't disagree.
Then what am I?
You're just adorable, so.
Common size.
I was gonna go with king size.
So my question is for Jensen. In the last episode, I know you said it was hard for you to imagine Jared dead before, so I was just wondering how you coped with doing that scene in the last episode.
Jared dead or Sam dead?
Either one, they're the same thing.
How would, just want to be clear here, how would Dean react to Sam's death, or how would Jensen react to Jared's death?
How would Jensen react to Sam's death?
I'd be very upset. What do you mean I'm in every scene? Jared's got 6 months off until you figure out how to bring him back from life. What? You know, I'd probably say that Jensen would feel very similar to Dean in the death of either Sam or Jared. In that someone, if that person was to pass, that they're, first off, do anything and everything you can to, in your power, to bring them back. And then secondly, the loss of somebody, what essentially is a brother to you, is that creates a space that never gets filled. But you just pack it with love and move on and try to do the best you can. Dean, however, he may do some stupid things. I may not go down the road that he would go down necessarily, because I don't know those roads. But Dean does, so it might be a little different reaction.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, Jared, I'd like to say sorry for having like a nervous breakdown in your photo op.
How dare you? Quite alright.
My question is, how do you think an episode with God Cass, Soulless Sam, and Demon Dean would go?
God Cass, Soulless Sam, and Demon Dean. I know Cass would try to kill them both, but Cass being part Misha, Cass would probably die first. And then I think Soulless Sam, because he was soulless, would be smart enough to just go like, not a fight I want to get involved in. Kind of walk her off. And Demon Dean would be karaoke, I'm too sexy.
Yeah.
Well, my question is for both of you. I wanted to know if you could play a character on any show, past or present, who would you be and why? Besides Supernatural.
That's two characters.
Any other show besides Supernatural?
Norm from Cheers.
Eric Brady from Days of Our Lives. The cute one, the photographer.
Thank you guys.
Norm.
Yeah, the guy never moves. He just sits there and drinks beer all day. I love that
Jeffrey Dean from House. He just laid in a hospital bed for like 8 episodes.
job. Grey's Anatomy.
That's what I mean, Grey's Anatomy. One of the hospital shows.
Something with a doctor in it.
Hi. My question is, if you could describe your perfect day, what would it be?
Jensen, you go first.
Wake up, I wake up with some pie. Perfect day. So easy to need.
Yes, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniil.
When that came out to the question, what flavor?
I'll stop. I would wake up.
Thank you. I stalled as long as I could.
Walk off. I would wake up.
Pull up.
After a good night's sleep, probably have a little espresso coffee. I would get in my car with my boys and drive them in a stroller down to Mopac and Lake Austin. I would load them up with a stroller and jog the Lake Austin Trail. I would then go grocery shopping at Whole Foods to buy.
I'll go.
No.
Pull up.
The one at 16.
You're grocery shopping now.
To buy dinner for that night, to buy food to cook for that night. And then I would go home.
Or you just call Favor and have them deliver it to your
I
house.
like going to the 160 bar. For those who've been in Austin, the big Whole Foods, the original one, they have to walk in here for my perfect day. They have the best materials. And then you go home, I would take a shower, then I go swimming, maybe head up to Lake Austin, do a little bit of wakeboarding, maybe jump on Jensen's jet skis, jet ski over the hula hut or something, get a little margarita. Then I'd go home, take a nap, wake up, have dinner with the family, nice bottle of wine, and then get to bed as early as possible. Getting old. Getting old. Waterburger, that's some Waterburger. Way to go, girls. Jensen?
I would get up, go down to the jet skis, remove a few carts, make myself a margarita, sit on the deck, and just watch him struggle. And while he was struggling, I would go eat his groceries.
You're ruining my perfect day, man.
But it's my perfect day.
Thank you very much. You got it.
Yes.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you? My question was for both of you, and sorry, I'm a little nervous. Besides Sherlock and Doctor Who, if you could cross over with any other series, what would you cross over with and why?
Yeah, I'd cross over with Arrow to make Steven look short.
Would be much struggle.
That Howard wouldn't be so mad anymore.
Be a dead matter.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hi. So this is my first con, and I'm kind of gobsmacked about the scale. And you've kind of, this TV show has kind of turned into several movements, actually, with the foundations you've started and Misha has started. So my daughter Isabel, who's in the rope in 35 back there.
Oh, Isabel.
She's the one who got me into the show. She has rainbow hair, kind of like Rainbow Bright, you know, the My Little Pony. She's gonna hate me for
You know
years.
what that is?
Google it.
Do you know what that is?
Of course I'm hoping you can tell me.
Rainbow Bright, My Little Pony.
Oh, right.
Anyway, she wanted to know how this show, acting on this show, engaging with these people, creating this community, has changed your lives. I mean, you've changed so many lives. We've seen from the fan movie that was on earlier, I hope you got to see. But how does it change you?
Well, I mean, look at these. You know, I'm sitting in Washington, D.C. with people that we all have this common interest in this story and in these characters. You know, this show and what this show has not only meant to me and him as well, but what it's meant to all of you and to this extended family that we have has certainly changed our lives. It's given us new perspective. It's given us new friends. It's given us new family. It's given us new ideas. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things. And you know, I'm forever grateful for that. And I think one of the ways that we try to get back from what you guys have given to us is these foundations, and is coming here, and being with you, and talking to you, and being able to hug you, and say thank you as well. So it's there's really not an easy way to say how it's changed us. Just know that it certainly has.
Yeah. By virtue of, I only know the way my life has unfolded for the last 11 years, it's literally impossible to say how my life would have been different. I know I'm touched deeply and forever touched. But I think the great thing about Supernatural, and this started when we were having meetings with the writers about like what the show was about. At the time the network had I think Buffy and Angel and Charm. They were all great shows in their own right. They're not the show I wanted to be on. And this show, and meeting Kripke, who spearheaded it all, he was always so interested in the Winchesters' struggle, the hows and the whys. And we had a network president for a while who wanted to put us in leather on motorcycles and and you're like, well, he wanted to make it a Michael Bay show, which Michael Bay is a powerful, talented guy. But I never wanted to be on a Michael Bay TV show. I wanted to be a show that was more about the story, more about the struggle. I mean, I think we've done 240 episodes, and this is a weird way to measure how much they're really committed to the story. But in 240 episodes, we've never taken a paid advertisement. It's not like the boys are like, oh, how's that Diet Coke? And we've had our shirts off 5 times. I think that was the wrong example to tell everyone.
Yes, it was.
But they didn't make it, they never wanted to be about hey, here's a glorified skin show, some other shows that remain nameless, where it's hey, who's gonna get naked this episode?
You know who you are.
You know who you are. And we're coming for you. It stayed about the struggle. And I think that's the tie that binds us, that helps us bond. So I hope it's been the same for y'all guys. Thank you.
I will say in one way it changed me is yesterday we got back to the hotel and I ordered just stuff to snack on. So we're having a little meeting in the hotel room, and so I ordered meeting, and I ordered there's some chicken wings and some crab cakes and some hummus, right? and it said it came with garlic. And I was like, hey, is the garlic already in there? Is it heavy garlic? Is this he's like, no, it's fine. You're not gonna be able to kill vampires. And I go, well, that's all right. I already do. And this poor room service guy's like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's my day job. He's like, killing vampires? And I'm like, yeah, demons and ghosts. Basically a lot of things that you wouldn't really want to mess with. And he's like, what do you do? And then I go, I can't tell you. He goes, okay, sir, it's, we'll have your order up once in a while. Damn right you will.
It only could have been better if you said, is there garlic on it? And he said, did you ask for garlic on it? No. Is there garlic on it? Thank you.
So this is also a question for each of you. Over the course of this series, what is a scene that you have found really difficult to do, either because it was physically difficult or emotionally difficult, or you just had trouble figuring out how you wanted to play it for your character?
Well, let's think. I've got not one scene in particular, but and some of you know this, I've talked about this before, the Soulless Sam storyline was really difficult for me as an actor, because the choices that I was making for Dean and the character of Dean that I'd kind of grown with, a lot of that was based on his relationship with his brother and how he reacts and how he, how that whole relationship is kind of sustained. And so when that part of the relationship was removed from the equation, I was left with, it's a testament to Jared, because he's doing a great job of being this kind of soulless character. It was so...
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know, maybe an experience. And it was really, I found it very difficult for me to find a foothold in how to play Dean with this different version of Sam. I know some of you, and look, kudos to him, he did a great job, and I know you guys really liked that storyline, but I was really ready for it to be over, because I was ready to get not only Sam back, but I was ready to get my Dean back too. So.
There are a few. The original time that I played Lucifer in the end was really difficult. The original time I played Gabriel. So that was, anytime you're kind of creating a new character, you're like, geez, I've been on this show for years, and I have to kind of like play a completely different character. The Lucifer on Sam stuff, where it's anytime you have to act with yourself, it's pretty difficult. So the mirror Lucifer Sam, the Sam to, was it Soulless Sam, or like Dead Sam, or when Sam was kind of going through sacrifice, the innocent maid was really difficult. The Swan Song was really difficult. Red Meat was really difficult. That day, I was dreading all the stuff we shot in the cabin, all the fight scene with the teaser where Sam gets shot. I was dreading that day, like dreading. It's really, it was day one. I didn't know the director. I met her. She'd come by the episode before to meet everybody. She was very sweet, but I was like, God, I don't know. Like, I don't have a relationship with her. It's one thing if Bob Singer or Phil Secretion directs or Jensen. You know these people, and you're like, okay, let's work with this. I didn't know what to expect. And then I knew I was going to like have squibs on me and a bunch of fake blood, which they have to keep moistening, but it dries out and it ends up like pulling your hair out. Like it's just you're just literally uncomfortable. Like I was wearing Gore-Tex underlayers so that the blood packets that exploded weren't like sticking to my legs and stuff like that. And it was cold, we're filming at like midnight, 2 a.m. or whatever it is. And then we had to do some other scenes that day, because that wasn't it. Then we had to do the scene where like Sam's shaking and like putting himself together, and Dean is saving the other people. and I was just dreading it. It turned out to look pretty cool. And that's usually the case, like the scenes that I dread the most. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm bummed about next Wednesday. Not literally now, but like when you go through that thought, those are always the scenes that you're like, oh, cool, man. Like, this is a fun show. Once they're over, once the day's over, and you're having a beer or something, you're like, all right. A lot of fun. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the extra work to bring it, to make it so truthful for us.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm very nervous, but I was wondering if...
I'm very nervous.
Is that German? Is it very nervous? She's like, I'm not even gonna... Just moving on.
So I was wondering if you have seen or the show Lip Sync Battle, and yesterday, there's this show called Lip Sync Battle. I forgot the channel that it is on. It's hosted by Kuje, and a lot of different shows, they bring their actors in there and they battle doing songs and lip sync.
Yeah, we get it. What else?
So, yesterday,
I see where this is going.
he asked a question to Misha, and he promised that you guys from the show would do a lip sync battle. So my question is, well, sometime this year, my question is, which song would you choose, each one of you? Any song that you can sing.
Which song would you choose? And in song, would you tell us?
She asked me first. Sorry, she didn't mention it.
That's the one I close with. That's not a song.
Say it again.
That is not a song. I don't know if that's necessarily. What's that?
Can I suggest one?
Sure.
Kiss by Prince.
Yeah, that.
Uptown Funk. Party Rock Anthem. Or, I'll take the suggestion from the front row. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Or, Busta Rhymes Stewart style, If You Want My Body.
All the single ladies.
Yeah, any of those. Pretty much all of those. We film our episode next week.
Yeah, we're shameless. We'll do any of those. That's fine.
I did hear they did a social media, what do you call it when you ask a difficult question and answer? Panel, what? Survey? What? Petition? A petition, whatever it was, they did some vote carnival. It's not carnival. Social media pterodactyl. It's a social media pterodactyl. We were voting, I guess, the most, more people online want us to do lip sync battle than any other people that they want to do lip sync battle.
I caught that one that Channing Tatum did, and I'm like, me. I ain't putting on a wig. The music.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Oh no, she's in a book.
Old school, I'm sorry. I wrote him
First off, Jared, Sam, Jared, question, real quick.
I know them both very well, so.
Well, during the French mistake, when Sam and Ruby go upstairs, was there?
Yes. Tom is his name. He's 4 years old.
My question is for Jensen.
She asked, not me.
Do you think Dean's time with,
You wrote it down.
You said Ruby, I'm gonna kill you.
how do you think Dean's time in hell with Alistair influenced his inability to control the Mark of Cain?
Funny you should ask.
Jared.
I think it influenced his ability to hold a lot of things. His bladder. His opinions to himself. My heart. I think it did affect him. It must have affected him. I mean, I think the Mark of Cain is even stronger than Dean's time with Alistair, so that would have been the lion's share. Was just we actually. Funny you should ask, because we might be doing some scenes towards the end of this season, like last week and next week, where we talk about the power of the Mark of Cain and kind of start to go like, what else could it have done? My phone's ringing. I think it's Warner Brothers firing me.
Yeah, or we don't. And he's making this up.
So I think the Mark of Cain was the lion's share there.
Anything to add?
I agree with him.
I agree with his agreement.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you doing? I have a question for Jensen. I was thinking about your directorial activities, and I was wondering if you're ever going to have a sequel to The Plight of the Clown Animal.
No.
But it's so great.
It was I mean, that is about as student project as I ever got.
Did you direct that?
No. Crystal. Yeah, my buddy who wrote it directed it, I just kind of helped him out with it.
Was it Dallin or Kane?
No. Yeah, so I don't know, that was his thing. He's a childhood friend of mine, and he asked me to help be a part of that, and I did. It was fun. We got all our friends together and made a funny movie one weekend. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Hi there.
Hi. This is my first convention, long-time fan.
Welcome.
Both of you guys. It's like Gilmore Girls, Dawson's Creek. I just wanted to ask. So, out of all the seasons, what scene took the most?
Gilmore Girls and Dawson's Creek?
Still back to Supernatural. Love Supernatural most, obviously. Out of all the seasons, what scene took the most takes to film and why?
Sam Winchester keeps a ruler by the bed, and when he wakes up, he likes to. That took a few more takes than normal.
Generally, any scene that has he and I in it wouldn't be shot. Tends to take a lot longer than it probably normally would with anyone else.
Or with everyone else.
I will say that Rob's probably back. He did mention it. No, it's okay, Rob. But did you mention that Misha was laughing like a hyena? He was getting so much pleasure out of not be tormented and seeing the torment be directed somewhere else. That he was, I mean, he was like, well, he was scared. It was
scary.
It was really too much pleasure.
Yeah.
He was getting at him.
And I thought he would be like a safe place. Like he would be the, no, he was right in there.
He was like, more fuel.
It was brutal. It was scary.
Rob, I'm sure you said this, but Rob said, being on the show is like an acting obstacle course. It's not just like, performing your character and doing your dialogue with somebody else. It's like an acting Tough Mudder.
It is. You're saying a really serious line, and Jared's playing footsie with you under the table, rubbing your leg with his leg. Out in the middle of it, and no one's saying
That's not proverbial, that happened on Thursday. Like, he had a very serious line, and I was like,
yeah, and there's like no adults to say like, hey guys, hey, come on, cut it out. There's no parents.
There are a few parents who are like, Jared, cut it out. Jensen, Misha, cut it out. The problem is that we then look at them and go, shut up!
Kids don't say that to your parents. Oh yeah. Yeah, or just as he's walking away, just.
It's so, but it's not like no one knows what you're doing. So it's all under the table. You're doing this whole thing.
Oh yeah,
You should be on the side of me. Also, I live at going like this in the middle of the secret. And then I had to break. They're rolling. The whole crew's looking at Rob, and I'm going, okay, stop it.
And we're like, what, dude? What? Quit messing around. We're trying to
Totally got his dad voice. Okay, stop it! Then he looks at me for just like some, like just help, and then he just looked at you and I was like,
You're almost like worse. Because you did the thing when I was like, I looked away from you because he was playing footsie with me, and I looked away from you, and then behind my back, you're like, trying to crack him up. And we went out for drinks that night, and I was like, man, Jared, it's ruthless. It's really, I said, it's hard because like, he almost cracked up, and I was looking right at him. He was like, yeah, he was doing that because I was good. I was like, really? You too? We both did that. Acting obstacle course.
yeah, but then as soon as he turns back to me, he turns away to Jared, and I'm like going, they do something to make Jared bring, because this is just too easy. And so now he's laughing in Rob's face, and then Rob turns back to me because he can't stare at Jared anymore. He looks back to me, and I'm like, boom, right back into it.
What's amazing though too is that both of you you can do it with each other. Like you can't. It's hard. You can't crack each other up. When the camera's on you, you know how to just do it. I can't. You know how to do it.
Yeah, we do. Hey, what was it? What are we doing?
What's up was that? Were we just talking?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's what we like to call a tangent.
I like Rob.
We love those. Those are good.
Awesome.
Hi, Tom. Hi.
Hey, my question's for Jensen, but I also want Jared to answer it too. In the episode...
That's me?
Yes, it is. In the episode where, Charlie dies, and you guys are giving her... I'm sorry! And you guys are giving her Hunter's funeral, once again, sorry. Sam says he apologized, and then Dean comes over and says, shut up, that should be you in there.
This is getting worse and worse.
I'm sorry. I want to know, was that Dean talking or was that the Mark talking?
That was Mark. Yeah, and if you kind of noticed, it kind of progressively got worse during that time, where he was getting angrier and angrier and less Dean-like, and almost he was starting to border like Demon Dean, and that was the Mark kind of taking it strong along. So yeah, good pickup.
on the stage, and you either have to or get to ask your last question in front of everybody. So if you're comfortable with that, then all right.
Even if you're not comfortable with it, you're still going to do it.
You're still okay.
It's important also, I should add, I don't want to add pressure to the situation, but
no, please do.
It needs to be an important question that matters to 2,000 people, and you'll live in infamy on the web forever. So it needs to be something that when somebody's researching the show, they can find, hear the question, learn from the answer. Basically, everybody did get asked a question all across the globe was relying on you to sum up their thoughts every night.
He's trickstering, that's what he's doing.
What's your question?
Okay, so my question is, if you could go back and get advice to season 1 Sam and Dean, what advice would you give?
Take that.
Suck it, trickster.
Yeah. I hate it when stuff works right.
Question mark.
Do you want to start the shit, or do you want to?
Advice. Wow. Well, there would probably be a lot of things. And I would say the first thing that comes to mind is don't trick your brother into allowing an angel to possess him. Bad. That's one.
Don't start the apocalypse. Ruby's lying. My advice would actually be to Jared, because I had some ups and downs, some I've talked about on social media or in interviews, and a lot of my downs, I kind of let myself believe that it wasn't going to get better. But I had a lot of friends and family tell me it was going to get better, and I was able to keep fighting long enough for it to get better. So 33-year-old Jared would tell 22-year-old Jared to always keep fighting.
Boys, how was it? DC, awesome, amazing, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Look forward to coming back here, and we hope you guys will join us here, if not somewhere else, very soon.
Really quickly to the God of the light. Can we see DC before we say goodbye?
House lights up, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Jensen and Jared Pavlik. Yeah. How was it? Was it awesome? I'll tell you what, you got a rare treat. You don't get all 3 Winchester boys on stage ever. So that was pretty freaking cool. It's cool to have Jake and the boys here. It's really awesome. Well, you survived-ish. And now, the moment of truth, the autographs, the photographs, the stuff. The keepsakes, right? We call them keepsakes. The take-homes.
Yeah, the takeaways.
My takeaway from the panel is I'm glad to know they're giving you grief and making your journey difficult. I take great pleasure in that.
That's very difficult.